Hello everybody, Spidey right here again. So on this playlist, this is pretty much a playlist that will contain shows, or rather the trailers for shows that are located behind a paywall. So let me give you a brief example of what I mean by that. So on YouTube, they started these new policies where you can have memberships and join now, or where somebody can send you a link and you can watch their video, or, like if you join their Patreon, then you can see what they posted. It's basically a way to give content creators more control over their content as far as who can see it and how much they can charge for you to see it. But what a lot of people have been doing who list BL shows in particular, I've noticed lately, they are, for the most part, like showing you 2 or 3 episodes to make it look like you can watch the show. And then after you get through however many episodes, then you find out the last half of the show or what have you requires membership. Or, you have to join to see it, or something along those lines. Now, I'm not a fan of this practice. Okay, especially when the show is already listed, or it was previously listed, and then, they start removing every other episode and things like that. Especially because, once you start watching something, when they start removing the episodes, it means you then have to scour the internet. Because, let's face it, anything that somebody has posted on YouTube, chances are it is already posted on somebody else's website. Especially these, like the free anime sites, and there's all kinds of places you can find these shows. So, to me, a better business practice would be to either just list the trailer, which is what I'll be doing here. Now, because I don't own the shows, I can't tell you how to access a show, because I'm not going to scour the net and then send you links and all that. That's ridiculous. But I would say that a better business practice for anybody who's doing this and who's trying to do this as a way to make money, because I'm going to tell you now, you only have to do that once with me, and if I'm pissed off, I won't go to your channel at all, nor will I recommend your channel, because as far as I'm concerned, that's a bait and switch. Okay, here's how I see it. If you own a show, if you made a show, then just tell me how much you want for it, and then send me a link and a download so that, if you want $29.95 for your 12 episode series on, sexy Pokemon, whatever it is, put out an ad, and then just like any other ad, then let me, as the purchaser, decide if I want it. And when I send you the money, send me a link or send me a USB with the shows on it. But playing this game of, I'm going to list, 3 or 4 episodes of a show, and then all of a sudden you can't find the other episodes, or, you gotta join 3 things and give out all my personal information to some rando on YouTube. That doesn't set well with me. YouTube doesn't have enough protections in place for me to even consider doing that. Not to mention the idea of, if you already have premium, that means you're already paying for YouTube, which I don't, by the way. I'm not paying for that either. But I'm just saying, then you're asking people to pay for premium and pay you for your show and download this show or whatever. It gets to be a bit much. And it's also a tiny bit disingenuous, because if the playlist doesn't indicate that, and you don't know it until you get to that episode, and then all of a sudden, because some of them it'll say, you open the playlist and, episode 1 is available, and then everything else is members only. That's annoying enough. But the ones that are like join before you can watch, those kind, where you're in the middle of the show and then all of a sudden it like cuts off and you've got to pay to watch the rest of it. Yeah, that's really annoying. But anyway, that's just my opinion. Now, as a person who makes games and writes fictions and so forth, yes, I do have ads, I do have teasers, and I do have trailers, so to speak, for the products. Now, not on YouTube, by the way, at least not yet. You'll see them eventually, but right now I sell on another platform. Not getting into detail on that here, because that's not what this is for at the moment. When I get to that point, I will list them here. But what I'm saying is, yes, most of the games and things, there is a sample where you can get through, like, the first section of the route, like the introduction to the game, so that you know what the game is about. And then it gives you the price to tell you how much it is. And all the pricing, for the most part, it's a standard price based on how many, what they call H scenes or hentai scenes. So if the price tag is bigger, it's because there are more naughty scenes than, if it were a smaller game. And, I'm not saying that's the best business practice either, but, I'm not like, baiting and switching you. I'm not telling you, hey, this is the show. No, I'm telling you, this is a sample, and that's all it is. It's a sample. And if you would like to look at the sample, great. Because, some people do that with fictions as well, and you pull open this book and they don't tell you that it's a sample. So you get through like 3 chapters of blah, 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 and then all of a sudden, and if you want to read the conclusion, you have to buy this 45-page novel. And what's really crappy about that type of practice is the fact that most of the time the writing was not even that great. So, you were already debating whether or not you were going to read it. And more importantly, whether or not you're going to give it a positive review. And now that you're finding out that you have to pay for it midway through, not even midway, it's sort of like, fuck it, I won't review it at all. Anyway, I'm not going to go off on a tangent because I understand everybody's got to make money and they're going to do what they have to do. But the reason I'm doing the playlist at all with the trailers is because, as I said, my goal is to make it so it's easier for you to find what you're looking for. And if it means just putting the trailers all in one spot, so on an afternoon when you are trying to decide what you want to watch next, and then you can just click on it and then go through the list and see what you want to watch. And this one tells you the ones on this list you have to pay to watch, so you're not going to get blindsided, a third of the way through and then find out, oh, I can't watch the rest of the show. Now, I will have other lists as well. I'm going to do a playlist after this one that deals with short stories and like short films. Now, I can't promise I'm watching all of these. Like I said, the ones that are behind a paywall, I can't give you any opinion on it because even the ones I have seen elsewhere, I'm not promoting something that requires 90,000 steps for you to finish watching it, because what's the point in me telling you how great it is if you can't watch it unless you are willing to give your personal data to a complete stranger on YouTube so that he can make, $3.99 or whatever it is. I'm not doing that. So basically, in a nutshell, this playlist will only list trailers for shows that are pay to watch in one form or the other. And the only thing I could say is, to those of you trying to watch it and to those of you who are posting these kind of videos and content, well, what is here to say besides good luck?